bit more, because I feel like we just glossed over that in the lead topic, and I want to cover it a little bit more extensively. Donald Trump wants to build, like I said, basically the Las Vegas of the Middle East in Gaza. And if you look at where Gaza is, everything else, like humanitarian issues aside, solid real estate. And that's what you get when you elect a builder like Donald Trump. The man approaches everything. Like, I'm a comedian at heart. I approach everything from a perspective of, how do I make a joke out of this? How do I make fun of this? How do I make this funny? Sometimes it bites me in the ass. Sometimes I get in a lot of trouble for it. Donald Trump, his background is in real estate. He's going to look at everything he does as, how do I make a real estate deal out of this? Now, I don't agree with turning Gaza into the Las Vegas of the Middle East. Okay, I have a problem with displacing however many million people live there. I know, shoot me. I'm not a big fan of the Palestinians. I'm not a big fan of Hamas. I do see an issue, though, with just displacing millions of people, because the reality of the situation is, if the shoe were on the other foot and Donald Trump was suggesting we do this with Israel and turn Israel into the Vegas of the Middle East, heads would roll everywhere. The fucking world would explode. It would be a huge problem. So I have an issue with this. I don't think he's I think, listen, here's why I think he believes this, though. I think the reason he wants to do this is because he's seen the same old tired tactics since the Carter administration when it comes to dealing with this Israel and Gaza crisis over there. And he's seen them fail again. Now he's saying, you know what? Fuck it. Let's take the real estate and let's build a big old vacation destination out of it. Because do I think he actually wants to do that? No, I think he's using this just like when he says he wants to make Canada the 51st state. He says abrasive, crazy things like that because it catches people's attention and brings them to the negotiation table. It's also completely unorthodox. And like I said, he's watched these same tactics in dealing with these countries fail again and again, president after president after president after president. And he's like, fuck it, let's just try something new. So he throws that idea out there. Of course, they're not going to remove all the Palestinian people and build the Middle East Vegas, or Branson. It'd probably be closer to Branson, let's be honest. Build the Middle East Atlantic City. Can we call it Atlantic City? He's not going to build the Atlantic City of the Middle East in Gaza. I don't know what actually believes that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure that's a violation of like 6 different international treaties, but at least someone's actually thinking differently than just trying to sit these two down and going, okay, you two play nice now. You stop bombing civilian targets and hospitals, Israel, and you, Palestine, you stop beheading babies and raping women. Okay, now I'm going to leave the room, and I'm going to trust that you're not going to do the same things you've done for the last 80 years to each other, okay? All right, now the backs away like a parent. You be good now. And then the second they close the door, it's just chaos, toys getting thrown around the room and everything. So it is refreshing that someone's actually got the idea that, hey, maybe we can do something else with this. Let's think about this from an outsider perspective. Again, we're not building some oasis, some vacation destination in Gaza. I can't imagine a lot of places, given the historical precedent for violence in that region. I can't imagine a lot of people would be on board to finance something like that. I mean, they've got enough issues with the cartels on the resorts in Mexico. Imagine terror groups like that. The security risk would be too high. The insurance would be too high. There's way too much liability there. I can't see anyone taking on that type of risk. But it might bring them to the table. It catches people's attention. And yeah, well, we're not going to build this giant oasis there. Maybe, just maybe, they'll sit down and actually talk about a real peace strategy. So far, if you haven't noticed, that region's been pretty quiet for the last couple weeks because he's actually holding them to the ceasefire. That was one of my predictions that maybe hasn't come true. The various steps of the ceasefire are being carried out. You're seeing hostages get released and minimal fighting. By Gaza standards, that part of the world has been relatively quiet. So I'll give him credit on that one. He's done a good job over there. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I've got moral problems with it. I've got financial problems with it. There's also the issue of this, at the end of the day, is not our fucking problem. This is not our fucking problem on either side. I stand by that. I maintain that belief that what happens in Israel and Palestine is not our fucking problem. Let them fight each other. You know, we've got, if you go to parts of rural, I'm reading J.D. Vance's book right now, Hillbilly Elegy. Great book, by the way. Really opens your eyes to what's going on in your own country. If you go to parts of rural Kentucky, rural Ohio, Appalachia, and you look at the way these cities have just been run down and destroyed for various reasons, we've got our own problems to fix here. I really don't give a rat's ass what happens with Gaza, if you want me to be completely honest, as long as we're not funding it. Yes, that includes defunding Israel as well. I know we make a lot of friends when we say that on this show. I'm America first. America first. We need to solve our own problems before we go around trying to fix the world when it doesn't directly benefit us. So I think we pull out of that and we let them do their thing and they can figure it out. You also have the issue that if you remove all these Palestinian people from Gaza, where are they going to go? You can't just tell people, you got to get out of here and say, well, some of you can come back. And then they come back and the real estate prices are absurdly high and nobody can afford to live there. That's not going to happen. Israel doesn't want them. Egypt doesn't want them. Jordan doesn't want them. Syria doesn't want them. And part of that is their own doing. There's a historical precedent there. You don't just turn every single person from a country away unless there's a historical precedent. And the historical precedent being that everywhere the Palestinian people have gone, they have destabilized throughout history. They have destabilized the country they've gone to. So I don't blame anybody in the Middle East for not wanting to take them in. That doesn't mean we just get to kick them out and say, well, good luck, go wander the desert and figure it the fuck out. I don't think that's the right thing to do either. So yeah, let them figure their thing out over there. It's not neither side, honestly, is our business.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you can actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.